naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet ashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati neshtake Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanyatamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue to read today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 15, Text 34. We are at the part where the four Kumaras are wondering why Jai Vijay is having this attitude of discrimination, because in Vaikuntha there is no envy. Everything, everyone exists for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. And because of that, everyone is very happy, because the center is Krishna. So reading on, this Brahmaji is narrating this pastime to the demigods. So reading on. So if we want to be free of anxiety, free of fear, as we have been reading, what we have to do, put Krishna in the center. Just keep Krishna in the center. And how do we do that? Start hearing and chanting about Krishna. So Tadvam Amushya Parmasya Vikuntha Bhartuhu Kartum Prakrishtam Ihati Mahimanda Divyam Lokan Ito Vrajatam Antarabhava Drishtya Papi Yashastraya Ime Ripavo Asya Yatra. Therefore, let us consider how these two contaminated persons should be punished. The punishment should be apt, for thus benefit can eventually be bestowed upon them. Since they find duality in the existence of Vaikuntha life, they are contaminated and should be removed from this place to the material world, where the living entities have three kinds of enemies. So now, the mood of the four Kumaras. They are saying, now Jai Vijay, they are acting not on Vaikuntha platform. They are acting like living entities who live in the material world. Why? Because they are on the platform of duality. They are having duality. They are seeing, oh, enemy and friend. Whereas Vaikuntha, there is no enemy. It's only friendship. So now, and see that they are saying, how can we punish them so they can be benefited? The devotees are like that. Their only desire is how they can do good for everyone. They want to punish Jai Vijay so that it can be good for Jai Vijay, not that out of pride, not that four Kumaras are feeling hurt, oh, they didn't let us go, so my ego is hurt. They're not coming from a place of ego because they are devotees. But what do they want? They want to correct the behavior of Jai Vijay. And that's why they are saying, oh, how shall we punish? We can see the same mood like Narad Muni. Narad Muni, when he cursed Nalakuver and Manigriva to become trees, but it was for their ultimate good. They saw Krishna face to face. That's how the devotees are. They don't take things personally and their ego is not hurt. Why? Because they're not on the platform of pure false ego. They look at everyone as part and parcel of Krishna. So, reading from the purport of Srila Prabhupada, the reason why pure souls come into the existential circumstances of the material world, which are considered to be the criminal department of the Supreme Lord, is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, verse 27. So why are we here? We are all pure souls. Why do we come in the material world? This material world is considered as the prison house. How in a country, we are in Taiwan, so all the free citizens are there who can walk about. They can go anywhere. But there is a certain facility called the prison house, where a very small number of living entities are there to correct their behavior. Similarly, we are in the material world because we have to correct our behavior. But what is the cause that we are here? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, verse 27. It is stated that as long as a living entity is pure, he is in complete harmony with the desires of the Supreme Lord. But as soon as he becomes impure, he is in disharmony with the desires of the Lord. By contamination, he is forced to transfer to this material world, where the living entities have three enemies, namely desire, anger, and lust. So it's all based on our desire. Krishna is very kind. He says, oh, what's your desire? You want to be happy with me? You want to enjoy with me? You live with me in Vaikuntha, in the spiritual world. And if you want to think that you are God, you want to enjoy separate from God, you want to pretend you're God, okay, then I will create a separate facility for you, and that is the material world. So you can pretend over there. That's how it is. And then, but what do we have here in the material world? What do we hold on to? Our desire to enjoy separate from Krishna. And because we have this kind of desire, the more we indulge in it, the more lusty we get, the more those desires increase. We have one, we want two, then we want three, and we want four. And if those desires are not fulfilled, then we get angry. And these are the enemies. And these three enemies force the living entities to continue material existence. And when one is free from them, he is eligible to enter the kingdom of God. So we can see how important it is for us to change our desire. Right now, our desires, let me enjoy separate from Krishna. Whatever I'm seeing belongs to me and it's for my enjoyment. Let me see how I can enjoy the maximum. But what the Isopanisad is teaching us, whatever we are seeing belongs to God. And we can take only what is meant for us. And that also by keeping Krishna in the center. Whatever we are accepting also, keep Krishna in the center, engage it in his service. And that is the way of getting out of this material world. So one should not therefore be angry in the absence of an opportunity for sense gratification. And one should not be lusty to acquire more than necessary. So when our sense gratification is stopped, oh, I wanted to go out so much. I wanted to go there. Why can't I go? Then we get angry. We get angry. Oh, why can't I go there? And then what happens when we get angry? Then Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, illusion, bewilderment of memory, then going back into the material pool. And why does this anger come? Because we have that desire. The desire is there to go up. I'm not able to go up. I get angry. So in this verse, it is clearly stated that the two doormen should be sent into the material world where criminals are allowed to reside. Since the basic principles of criminality are sense gratification, anger, and unnecessary lust, Persons conducted by these three enemies of the living entity are never promoted to Vaikuntha Loka. Oh my God, what shall we do? We are here in this material world. We are being called criminals. We are being called that we are angry, and we are being called lusty. But this is what Bhagavatam is telling us. Now, why is Bhagavatam telling us these things? To wake us up, to make us realize, hey, are these things in you? That's the reason you're here in this material world. You want to get out of here? What to do? Chant. Chant Hare Krishna. Hear from Bhagavatam. Hear from Bhagavatam. People should learn Bhagavad Gita and accept the Supreme Personality of Krishna, of Godhead Krishna, as the Lord of everything. They should practice satisfying the senses of the Supreme Lord instead of trying to satisfy their own senses. Training in Krishna consciousness will help one be promoted to Vaikuntha. So what is it? Satisfy Krishna's senses. Why should I satisfy Krishna's senses? It's so difficult for me to satisfy my own senses. Now you want me to satisfy one more person's senses. How am I going to do that? But we don't realize that Krishna, he's not asking us anything impossible. He's not saying you give me $1 billion and then I'll be satisfied. He's not asking us to cook for 1,000 people and then he'll be satisfied. No. What is he saying? Just hear and chant. He's saying we are doing service, we are serving Krishna by just hearing about him from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. We are serving him by just chanting his glories. And what is happening? We are feeling happy. We are feeling connected to Krishna. We are feeling blissful. So it's all for us. How loving is Krishna? He's making the process so simple for us. So simple and so enjoyable. Of course, the choice is ours whether we want to do it or not. But if we want to get to Vaikuntha, get out of this material world, the Prabhupada would say, chant and dance your way back home, back to Godhead. Chanting and dancing and feasting and go back to Godhead. Get liberation in that way. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any questions or comments or anyone wanted to add anything?
A bit.
I'm sorry?
Your voice is breaking a bit.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know what to do.
Is it with everyone or is it with me?
No, maybe you're on this thing. The reception is not good on your phone, but I'm getting it okay.
Good. Yours is okay?
Yeah. Just check the reception lines, no? How many are there on your phone?
Right. Okay. I'll just check.
Yeah.
So, anybody wanted to comment on anything on what we just read? Any question? It reflects a lot on yesterday what Chandra Didi shared with us. Was very important, So what she said, okay, she had one thing, she was happy with it, but when she got more and more, it added confusion, it added insecurity, it added more work for her. So we can see the desire. Here Bhagavatam is saying because of this desire. And then how to purify the desire also, it's being said. Just serve Krishna. Keep Krishna in the center. So then reading on, text 35, Tesham itiritam ubhav avartharya ghoram tam brahma dandam anivaranam astrapugehe sadyo harer anuchara puru vibhyatastat padagrahav apattatam atikatarena. When the doormen of Vaikuntha Lok, who were certainly devotees of the Lord, found that they were going to be cursed by the Brahmanas, they at once became very much afraid and fell down at the feet of the Brahmanas in great anxiety. For a Brahmana's curse cannot be counteracted by any kind of weapon. So they've got an anxiety now because oh my God, what's going to happen? Although by chance the doorman committed a mistake by checking the Brahmanas from entering the gate of Vaikuntha, they were at once aware of the gravity of the curse. There are many kinds of offenses. But the greatest offense is to offend a devotee of the Lord. Because the doormen were also devotees of the Lord, they were able to understand their mistake and were terrified when the four Kumaras were ready to curse them. They wouldn't want to leave the Lord, the Jaya and Vijay. So now they are very afraid of the Brahmana's curse. Bhuyad agoni Bhagavad Bir Akari Dando Yono Hareta Sura Helanam Api Ashesham Mavo Anutapa Kalya Bhagvat Smritigno Moho Bhaved Ihatuna Rijatur Adho Adaha. After being cursed by the sages, the doorman said, "It is quite apt that you have punished us for neglecting to respect sages like you. But we pray that due to your compassion, at our repentance, the illusion of forgetting the Supreme Personality of Godhead will not come upon us as we go progressively downward." What is this? What are they scared of? They don't want to forget the Lord. That is what they are scared of. They want to always remember the Lord. And here, if we have to remember the Lord, we have to make such great efforts. And if in 24 hours we try to think of him for one moment also, we say, I'm so great, I remembered the Lord. Because we have forgotten him for millions and millions of lifetimes. And the devotees, Jai Vijay, they are so attached to the Lord. They have so much attachment for the Lord. They don't want to forget him. Due to a devotee, any heavy punishment is tolerable, but the one which affects forgetfulness of the Supreme Lord. So a devotee, he can accept any punishment. For him, anything is acceptable, but he does not want to forget Krishna. He's so attached to Krishna. The doormen, who were also devotees, could understand the punishment meted out to them, for they were conscious of the great offense they had committed by not allowing the sages to enter Vaikuntha Loka. In the lowest species of life, including animal species, forgetfulness of the Lord is very prominent. The doormen were aware that they were going to the criminal department of the material world, and they expected that they might go to the lowest species and forget the Supreme Lord. They prayed, therefore, that this might not happen in the lives they were going to accept because of the curse. So they are not afraid that they have to go to the material world. They are not afraid of anything. They are just afraid that they'll forget the Lord. That is their fear. They don't want to forget the Lord. They have so much love for the Lord. That's why Krishna says, I love the devotees so much because the devotees love me so much. It's a loving reciprocation. When Durvasa Muni asked Krishna, where's your heart? You don't have a heart? He said, no, I don't have my heart. My heart is with my devotees who are always thinking of me. I don't have possession of my heart. Just imagine how much loving reciprocation there is between the Lord and his devotees. So in Bhagavad Gita 16 chapter, verses 19 and 20, it is said that those who are envious of the Lord and his devotees are thrown into the species of abominable life, life after life. Such fools are unable to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore they continue going down and down. So why Bhagavad Gita Krishna is saying in 16 chapter, 19 and 20, that those who are envious of me are going to go to the most abominable species. Why will they go down to the hellish planets, live in the mode of ignorance? He's the Lord. Why is he saying that? That anyone is going to be thrown into the species of abominable life. Why? Because it's their desire. Krishna is always fulfilling our desire. It's the desire to forget the Lord. So Krishna makes the arrangement, makes a suitable circumstance, atmosphere, a suitable body to enable to forget him. It's just that. But if somebody wants to remember the Lord, then Krishna makes the arrangement, gives a suitable body to be able to remember him. That's how loving and kind he is. Any questions or comments till now?
No, all clear.
Okay. Evam tadeva bhagwan arvindanabaha swanam vibhudya sat atikramam arya hridayaha tasmin yaya paramhamsa mahamuninam anveshaniya charanau chalayan saha shrihi. At that very moment, the Lord, who is called Padmanabha because of the lotus grown from his navel, and who is the delight of the righteous, learned about the insult offered by his own servants to the saints. Accompanied by his spouse, the goddess of fortune, he went to the spot on those very feet sought for by recluses and great sages. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord declares that his devotees cannot be vanquished at any time. The Lord could understand that the quarrel between the doormen and the sages was taking a different turn. And therefore, he instantly came out of his place and went to the spot to stop further aggravation so that his devotees, the doormen, might not be vanquished for good. So this is how kind Krishna is. He's always pending for his devotees. He's always concerned for the welfare of his devotees personally. He personally came out. Krishna is concerned for everyone's welfare because we all belong to him. That's why he's as Paramatma in all our hearts. But one who is in a personal relationship with him, Krishna personally takes care of that person. And he's called Padmanabha because the lotus flower grows from his navel and Brahmaji sits on that lotus flower. And then, what is that? He came, of course, with Lakshmi Devi, and he went to the spot on those very feet sought for by recluses and great sages. Now, all the great sages, what are they trying to meditate on? The lotus feet of Krishna. The Ashtanga Yoga system, the goal is Samadhi. Means to fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. And it takes a long time, great effort, many thousands of years. So, and there, what they want to do, focus them, meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. Now, with the same feet, Krishna is walking to protect his devotees. So, all the great yogis want to get this feet, and where is Krishna going with the same feet? To protect his devotees. So it's in our interest if we try to become Krishna's devotees, then we are guaranteed of his personal reciprocation. That's how personal Krishna is. He's a person and he's very personal. He's personally coming out. He's not sending somebody else that, oh, you go and handle the situation. He's the Lord of the world, but he's coming out personally. So we can see how much, see his heart. He has that loving reciprocation. Tam tva agatam pratihi ritaupayikam swapumbes te chaksataksha vishayam swasamadhi bhagyam hamsa shriyor vigyanayo shiva vayu lolak chu brata patra shashi keshara shikharam tum. The sages headed by Shanak Rishi saw that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, who was formerly visible only within their hearts in ecstatic trance, had now actually become visible to their eyes. As he came forward, accompanied by his own associates, bearing all paraphernalia, such as an umbrella and a chamara fan, the white bunches of hair moved very gently, like two swans. And due to their favorable breeze, the pearls garlanding the umbrella also moved like drops of nectar falling from the white full moon or ice melting due to a gust of wind. Wow. Brahmaji is describing the scene so nicely. And that's why they say devotees are poets, how he's putting that, the pearls which are there on the umbrella, they are moving in the breeze and looks like drops of nectar coming from the full white moon, or the ice is melting. So poetic. And then the chamara fan. Chamara is, the white bunch of hair. It looks like swans. And the four Kumaras, now they're seeing the Lord Vishnu. They were meditating on him always within their heart, and now they're able to see him personally. And he came out to protect his devotees, Jaya and Vijay. And of course, also to give personal darshan to the four Kumaras. So in this verse, we find the word Achakshataksha Vishayam. The Supreme Lord cannot be seen by ordinary eyes, but he now became visible to the eyesight of the Kumaras. Another significant word is Samadhi Bhagyam. The Lord cannot be seen by ordinary eyes. Many people say, show me God, I will not believe. Why do I believe there is God? I can't see him. But do we have the eyes to see him? Do we have the real desire to see him? We have to have that intense desire, the eagerness, the sincerity. And if we do, yes, we will be able to see him. We are seeing him now through the words of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are understanding his mood. Srila Prabhupada, Sukadev Goswami, they're showing us the Supreme Lord. So another significant word is Samadhi Bhagyam. Meditators who are very fortunate can see the Vishnu form of the Lord within their hearts by following the yogic process. But to see him face to face is a different matter. This is only possible for pure devotees. So we said, like Samadhi, the yogis who are meditating in Samadhi, they can see the Lord in the heart. In the heart, they fix their mind on the form of the Lord, and they can see him in the heart as the Paramatma. But now, how to see him face to face? Only possible for pure devotees. Only possible for pure devotees, because Krishna keeps he says that ye yathamam prapadyante tam statheva bhajameha aham. As we surrender unto him, in that way he reveals himself to us. Same, if we have a sincere desire to know Krishna, he will reveal himself. But Krishna is supremely independent. As we don't like to show our true self to others who we think are envious of us, who we think don't really care about us, who we think don't want to know us. Then we don't show them our true self. We maintain a very formal relationship. But if we see, this person really is my great well-wisher, really wants to know me, then we reveal. So Krishna is a person, he does the same. The Kumaras, therefore, upon seeing the Lord coming forward with his associates who were holding an umbrella and a chamara fan, were struck with wonder that they were seeing the Lord face to face. Imagine being able to see Krishna face to face. Here, of course, they're seeing Lord Narayan. But what would we do if we were to see Krishna face to face? Imagine, Krishna was here in front of us. What would happen to us? It is said in the Brahma Samhita that devotees being elevated in love of God always see Shyam Sundar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, within their hearts. But when they're mature, the same God is visible before them face to face. So, what is the qualification to see Krishna everywhere? Love. The more we love him, the more he reveals himself to us. And when the love is really, really mature, prema, the prema, then we can see him face to face. Brahmaji is saying this in the Brahma Samhita. Shyam Sundar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For ordinary persons, the Lord is not visible. However, when one can understand the significance of his holy name and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord, beginning with the tongue, by chanting and tasting prasad, then gradually the Lord reveals himself. So what is the process in our Kali Yuga? We can't see the Lord right now. We are trying to understand him. We are trying to develop the love for him. We continue to chant the holy name. one who can understand the significance of his holy name. Yesterday we were singing the bhajan, Hare Nameva Kevalam, the Kevalashtakam, the glories of the holy name, how the holy name is everything. Everything is illusion. What was said, that right from Brahma to the blade of grass in this material world is illusion. The only reality right now is the holy name. That's our true friend. So have firm faith. This is Krishna. The holy name is Krishna. I can get love of Krishna by chanting the holy name and by tasting Krishna Prasad. Then the Lord gradually will reveal himself. He will. We can try it. He's saying it, his devotees are saying it. And if he does not follow, we can complain to him. But we have to try it first. We have to put it to test. Does it work or no? If we don't and we complain, then it's no point, right? But we can try, and if it doesn't, we can actually complain to Krishna. Thus, the devotee constantly sees the Lord within his heart, and in a more mature stage, one can see the same Lord directly as we see everything else. So it is possible to see the Lord. It's only with love. We have to revive this original love that we have for God. It's not artificial. It's not something we have to put inside. Each of us have it. Each and every one of us has this love for God, love for Krishna. It's not that only one person has it or another doesn't, or someone born in certain country or certain species. No, each of us has this love for Krishna. We just have to revive it by hearing and chanting. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Anyone wanted to add anything or share anything or comment? Yeah. Everyone is having the vision of Vaikuntha now. How would they be when they are seeing the Lord? So let's end with that beautiful vision. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you for listening.